Howdy. Okay, so I didn't plan on putting another video out this week, but not too big to admit I need a little bit of help. So I've got a problem with a few of my koi, and I've tried various treatments and I can't seem to correct what's going wrong with them at the moment. So I'll tell you a little bit of history. So when I was building this pond, I had half a dozen koi that I bought from Maidenhead Aquatics. I think probably where everyone ends up buying their first few koi. And then I actually, when I was building this pond and I took apart the old pond that was in the pond liner, I stored my fish in an 8-foot swimming pool in my underbuild of my house, connected to the Nexus. Didn't do regular water changes because I was so busy with doing the pond build, and I think a few of the fish got quite ill in there, and I can remember when I did set up the new filtration system in here, I put some new media in my new Nexus 220 Plus. I think I put about 50 to 60 litres of new media, the new micro media in the new Nexus. But what I done is I took the old media from my old Nexus 210, which did look grotty, but I give it a rinse and I used that as well, because obviously I had quite a lot of mature bacteria built up on my original media. So at the point that I changed the Nexuses over and used the mature media into the new Nexus 220 along with the new media, filled up the pond, I thought it would get kick-started a lot better. When I transferred my old fish across to the new pond, I noticed that they had a few ulcers. You know, in the small swimming pool, it was very hard, you know, to spot the ulcers underneath them, and I think they got a little bit ill. Didn't check the water params so often, as I should have, I should say. So consequently, I put the old fish into the new pond and the media. Now what I think I've done is, I think I've polluted the new pond with some sort of bacteria. Now I was treating the ulcers, and the ulcers have cleared up absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever. They've healed up way better than I expected, to be honest, with the standard anti-bac, sealing it, put the koi back, and then every week then, you know, treating it, and they were week by week made great progress, and they've all healed fantastic. Yeah, so to that side of things, I've asked a few different experts in the field, I guess you would say. I asked some of the Keith from Koi Water Barn, explained what was going on, and he suggested to put some Virkon in the pond once a week at the same time. So I do it every Sunday. Cuts down on bacteria. However, it can't really tell if it's you know, it cuts down good bacteria and bad bacteria. So I suppose this double-edged sword there, you know, killing my filter, but it could be also, you know, treating my koi. So that's what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks. So basically what's happening to my koi is ulcers are cleared. They're getting raised scales in patches on their side, and when I'm taking them out to treat them, you can push the scale down and it will release fluid. Okay, it looks like clear fluid to me, but if I leave that progress, it also on the wound that it causes eventually from the raised scales will turn into a wound, and I get this white fluffy mucus growing on the koi. So when they're under the water, it actually does look like it's it's like a fluffy mucus. When it comes out, you can wipe it off the side of the koi, and it's almost like a rubbery kind of texture to it. So I'm hoping someone out there actually knows what the disease or what the bacteria is. What I've done in the last 2 days is I've put some of this in. So this is meant to be pretty good for antibacterial treatments, you know. It's antiseptic and bacterial treatment for fin rot, tail, mouth rot, you know, ulcers. I'm hoping this will pinpoint what's wrong with the koi. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually show you a few of the koi. I'm not going to take the koi out and sedate them and show you. I might well do that on the next video in a few days time when they're due a new treatment, because at the moment I'm just topically treating them, which isn't touching the sides. So I'm going to do a few videos through my pond window to show you the one actual main infected fish at the moment. Like I said, it's gone from my original fish, which have pretty much all died from this, and it's actually transferred onto one of my new fish, which I'm absolutely gutted about. But I'm going to show you this fish quick now, and if anybody knows what it is, please let me know in the comments. Let me know kind of a treatment. I've got a funny feeling it's going to be I'm going to need to have antibiotics for it, but I don't know. Let me know, please comment, and don't forget, subscribe and push the bell thing to let you know if I do another one. Anyway, so let me show you these little koi. Right, so you've seen the video footage of the koi in question. It's obviously the Kohaku. It's on just towards the rear side of the flank. So just to reiterate what I've done, I have done scrapes. There is no parasites in there. I did have trichodina in the pond 8 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago. Done a PP treatment on that, went perfectly, all fine. I've done 3 or 4 scrapes since then, and they're gone. So that was successful. Now that's where I thought the problem was. I thought the trichodina was to blame, but I seriously don't think it is, because the koi have got ill since that treatment as well. So there's no parasites on the koi whatsoever. Just out of the blue, I'll come down one day and one of the koi will have a few raised scales. Next day we'll have, you know, half a dozen raised scales. Day after, have a dozen raised scales. If I leave those and I don't treat them, then it turns into a sore, and then you get all that white fluffy kind of bacterial stuff on it. The pond's heated to 18.5 degrees, so their immune system is up and running. It's all good. Water parameters is correct. They are, you know, the water parameters are fine. The KH is a little tiny bit low, but it's a new pond, so it is it's definitely maturing well. So I just don't know what else to do, really. I don't really want to lose any of these fish, because they are kind of my dream koi, you know. I've got one from the Sakai fish farm in there, the Danichi fish farm, the Isa fish farm, the Momotaro fish farm. I've got some gems in there, and I really wanted to see them grow 60, 70, 80 cm. But the way things are going, guys, I don't know what's going to happen. I can see in the future, if I don't do anything, or someone doesn't suggest for me to do anything, that pond's going to be clear, and I'm just going to run bleach through it for like 5 days and clear it all out and start again. You know, what could you do? So help me, Obi Kenobi. Yeah. So it's a shame because I got some lovely fish in there. Yeah, so that's where we are. I would so appreciate any comments that anyone can give me, and advice on how to treat this pond, because I seriously don't think it's treating the individual koi. I think there's something in the water. Something needs to be done. It needs to be done sooner rather than later. I've tried every trick I know in my limited time of koi keeping, which is not very long. This is why I'm asking you guys to give me a hand, and I'm sure this video will become handy for the next person that has this problem, and I sincerely hope that no one gets this problem. Little diseases, little bits and bobs that can be treated with a little pond treatment over the course of 5 days or 4 hours is acceptable, but this is a joke. It's causing me carnage.